I'll do that. Hold on.
Hamas can ambush Israeli soldiers then escape back down underground. Hamas wants you to take one.
Fuck are you slowing down for, you fuck? Dumbass.
Only on terrorists ready to kill around every corner. It's a maze of death. Some tunnels run over 100 feet deep, making them immune to airstrikes. Israel's destroyed these tunnels before, but Hamas rebuilt using Palestinian aid money.
We're just paying attention to what's going on.
Why doesn't Israel implode the tunnels now? Because Hamas is probably holding hostages underground.
Well, before everybody gets all like, oh, he's a Fox guy.
It's a jihadist labyrinth that'll increase casualties and prolong the war. Tunnels give David insurgents an advantage. Bin Laden used a series of hidden tunnels to escape U.S. Special Forces after 9/11. You remember in Tora Bora. The Nazis built underground layers across Europe. Hitler himself died in a bunker after swallowing a cyanide pill.
Oh, we're waiting on Patrick to get home.
And then there's the deadliest tunnel system of all, Vietnam. The Vietcong lived underground, maneuvered around our troops, ambushed us, and then escaped into the tunnel. So the U.S. Army took the fight to them. The smallest guys in the unit, they called them
I'm sorry, it's Fox News. You guys don't like Fox, but I'm watching MSNBC right behind you.
He knew what was around every corner, every dark corner.
It's not about it.
They weren't troops back here. They still do. Nam was brutal. We lost 60,000 Americans. And this Israeli-Hamas war is set to be long and bloody. The Israelis need to be ready for a serious fight. Bob Stewart is an Army vet who fought in the tunnels of Vietnam.
I'm dealing with like
Bob, tell us what
too.
it was like.
I don't want to fuck with that dude right there.
Get called in your unit, and they ask for volunteers. Most of the guys, some guys are going to train. A lot of guys are just volunteers. I'll go in. You got time to wait for the other units to come in. So you skinny guy, I was about 120 pounds, soaking wet, kind of tall and thin, like a snake going down there. You got to worry about the fungi sticks and the human waste on it, and get your infection. Bacteria grow so fast, you have to take your feet and everything else before you can get it fixed. They have a side slit, drop in, and the next thing you know, they're bayonet you. So we take a concussion grenade, throw it in there first, scramble the brains of the people that's in there, then get the snakes out, the bamboo vipers, and but most of the time, you keep going, there's different levels. They had trapdoors with seals on them. You put true gas down there, you put tear gas down there. We would try to drown them out. Didn't work. They would actually have entrance and stuff coming from the rivers and stuff. And these people over there in the Middle East have learned the lessons from the Vietnamese and the Japanese and the Koreans and the Hitler's guys, the Nazis. But so has the Israelis learned from the Americans about how to handle these people. And it takes that special type of person that's willing to give their life up for their country and their loved ones and family. Because it takes a lot of courage to go down and
Yeah, you hear the TV when it's playing?
Hope for the best. But a lot of times you don't want to use that 45 to try to use your knife because you don't want that loud noise and push you to the position away.
What?
Can you hear this guy talking on the TV?
Talk about the guys in 68, 69.
Yeah.
In the Iron Triangle where I was stationed.
This dude is a bad motherfucker.
In the 25th Division, the first of the 27th.
Yeah, I know.
It was horrible. And the old plantation, rubber plantation, it's completely honeycombed.
He's talking about plantation. That's definitely not a man I want to fuck away there.
Just try to clear it out.
Right.
America and what they did in World War II, the Israelis paid attention.
I'm using that.
World War II to the Hitler, Nazis, and Japanese. They had the caves in Iwo Jima and every Guadalcanal. They have a resolve to win that, and they can walk right through there. And you're going to have casualties, and I'm fearful for the hostages because the hostages are going to pay the price because they're going to use them as human shields. They figure they play on your Christian heart that you don't want to kill your own people, and that is the sad part of it. And I pray for them, and I've got their in my prayers every day because living through that, it's a horrible, horrible thing. And there's so many guys that, just can't cope with that. And there's a lot of guys that committed suicide. And like they call it 22 now with the guys from Iraq, Afghanistan. But the Vietnam vets, every day we were in the holes and every day shooting and firefights. And I commend the Israelis for paying attention and they go in and force and do what they got to do. And and pray for the hostages. Yeah, you just,
Bob, you just blew me away.
Yeah,
I've never heard anything that graphic and that terrifying in my
Well,
entire career. That was
I tell
one
you
hell of a description of what it's
Sorry,
like
guys,
underground.
man, it's huge.
each one of us raised our hands and gave up to, including our life if need be, to go into the service and fight for our country. We didn't ask what your race, your color, creed, or persuasion was, or your religion. You're American, good enough for us. And I think that's the same attitude they have in Israel. You're an Israeli, and they will fight and die for their country and their loved ones. And they've got you six.
There you go, man.
All right, well, we salute you here, Bob. What a great hero you are.
Man, that dude's stories.
I don't like the hero part. Right?
Yeah, me too.
It's my job.
Everybody's
That's
a
it.
bad dude.
No hero.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
God bless. Well, the fight in the tunnels underneath Gaza is just the beginning. Our very own Pete Hegseth got a first-hand look at these terror tunnels just a few years ago. Watch. So here we are, just roughly 700 meters from the Gaza border, inside a tunnel. They could be using for their people for schools and hospitals, and otherwise are going into something like this.
That's great.
The only purpose to do massive killing inside Israel and the supply is that. And so every day, part of your job to find more terror tunnels. You have a good technology, but in the end, you need to discover less from 1 meter. This is what you need to discover. You're finding them right now as Hamas continues to dig under the Gaza Strip into the Israeli population. I want to get a sense of what it's like to fight in a tunnel like this. In the infantry, you're usually outside in different conflicts. You're underground, but this is a whole other level. It's a physical, psychological challenge to fight inside tunnels like this. I'm cramping up and I'm sore already. We've been in here for what, 2 minutes? Just imagine the difficulty of fighting it. Also the ideological dedication of the radical Islamist enemy that's willing to spend months and months and months and months and months underground, picking away at the soil, putting in steel, putting in light, pumping in air, just so that they can kill innocent civilians. Fox and Friends weekend host and Army veteran Pete Hegseth joins me now with more. So Pete, I don't know if you just heard Bob right there, but the way you described this tunnel fighting, and this makes me think this war with Hamas. Yeah, that's what Bob and what he went through.
Yeah, I'm on my tab now.
The tunnel, Jesse, is why I was so blown away, like everyone else was on Saturday morning, by the ability of Hamas to effectively control areas in the south of Israel and terrorize the population. Because the IDF knew they were building these tunnels to try to infiltrate, and it wasn't necessarily the tunnels that were used. It was paragliders, it was bulldozers, it was all the things we've been going over. So if Israel's going to respond, the first thing they need to do is recover the tunnel, and they got to build a buffer, which they've done. So effectively, all those communities that have been affected thus far have been cleared almost 100%. The military is consolidating and reorganizing. That's what we would call it in the military. Staging operations, tanks, personnel carriers, infantry, intelligence, signals, artillery, everything you would need to stage a ground attack. But that's all above ground, to your point. So what's the next thing you do in a phase of the operation? Just you got to prep the battlefield. And that's why you've seen a lot of strikes into Gaza, specifically into the area around Gaza City. We know where the military headquarters are. And ultimately, you've got to focus there to create the conditions for a ground assault. Real quick, and I know we got to go. So that tunnel, you showed the graphic briefly. 300 miles of tunnels, Jesse, when you consider the hostages, when you consider the civilian population, what the Israeli military is going to have to do first is create areas that it focuses on first, most likely up in the north. So they'll have zones where they phase that operation. There's a major freeway that goes through the middle of Gaza. You'll have to cut that off, focus on a particular area while pressuring the local population to leave into Egypt if they leave that area open. Jesse, it's unfathomably complex. And when you think of the Americans and the hostages, and how do you handle that? Yeah, it's gotta be a methodical operation. Maybe we could lend them one of those bunker busters that we used. And you get rid of the civilian population, some of that might have to do. Afghanistan. I know, when you gotta clear out the population. Maybe Egypt could throw us a bone and help some of these Palestinians go over there for a second. Plenty of things to take care of Hamas. Plenty of countries with plenty of space. Exactly. Absolutely. I agree. All right, Pete, thank you so much.
What do you have on this
Well, the
double?
left,
You have your
signing with
speakers on your iPad or your pad and your phone at the same time?
You go what?
Okay.
Boy, do I get that.
A lot of
I can't hardly hear you. The TV's too loud. And what'd you say?
a lot of feedback on your end.
What kind of crap is that? You're looking ashamed of that.
Yeah, feedback on my end.
Yeah,
I don't know how. That's better?
Yeah.
Oh, I just turned it down. I still got a lot of static though from your side. A lot of static from your side.
My mom buzzing in
So,
there.
Can you mute the commercials, please, or take the commercials off because we're not trying to. We're not getting paid for these, and
No, I'm gonna tell you all about clear skin. So clear
No.
skin, man, when you take it, don't forget to include the side effects that come with it.
This gives us our. This be our time to fucking discuss fucking what the fuck we just taught, what we just seen. Fucking. So I mean, you got to remember, Palestine, these jihadists, these fucking Hamas people, they have built tunnels underneath the city. This is where they are. They use their people, the Palestinians, as armor. Okay? What more can they do to tell their people, or Israel told them. At least Israel told them, gave them heads up and said,
Get in 2 days and said get out.
Get
die.
out or die. We are going to bomb the fuck. Yeah. And they decided to stay. Okay? Now do I think we should have boots on the ground? No. I don't think we should.
Why? There's 27 dead Americans over there and 14 still missing.
But the thing is, I don't think we should be fighting that war. Okay? That war. Okay?
That I agree
That's
with.
not our war.
That is
Now, if
Israel
you're going to send in,
but
are you going
we
to
are
send
doing
people
the right
in
thing.
to get
We're doing the right. I get what you're saying.
Do you send the SEAL teams in and shit like that to
Well, that's
pull out our people, pull out the Americans, get the Americans out, and then step away. It's not our war. Step away. We should not be showing a force of bringing everything into bringing 4 battleships in. We shouldn't be pulling force. We shouldn't be trying to throw our weight. That war's been going on for 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with us. It does when they take our people captive.
And my apologies. I thought that was going somewhere else, and I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, this war sucks, and we knew it was coming.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
Right, and
about it.
But the thing is that you shouldn't show a. Did they forget about China on the other side of the world? Did they forget about China? What about Ukraine? Ukraine now they're just shoveling fucking money into this fucking Iran thing to give to Ukraine.
Look what's going on right now, and look what everybody is focused on. I've got both my TVs focused on different news channels to see what the fuck's going on in Gaza because I have friends that live there. I have friends of friends who have families there. And
Yeah.
so, like right now, yeah, I'm paying attention because that was orchestrated by a terrorist group that claims they only have 40,000.
Now tell me something. Okay, you're going to talk about the IDF. Okay, the IDF has the fucking dome. All right, the IDF has the dome, and the dome is fucking pretty fucking amazing. Can hit anything out of the fucking air. Now, how in the fuck are you going to tell me that they didn't see fucking some paratroopers coming in on fucking Fortnite into the zone? You know, how did they not know? Did not see these people coming in like Fortnite, and fucking fighting.
They hit their iron walls in 29 places in one fell swoop on the dot. 29 places were hit and taken over. They knew what they were doing. They're trained.
And what about the Egypt thing? Do you think that's a bunch of bullshit? Do you think Egypt really fucking warned fucking Israel and said, hey, we've got some fucking intelligence that states that something's going on. There's a lot of movement. You need to pay attention. Pay attention. I mean, did they just fucking roll the ball on it or what?
I think Egypt warned them and then wanted to just stay the fuck out of it. They've had their war for many, many years, so they've kind of just didn't want anything to do with anything of that. So I don't know. Egypt still has sleeper cells in there, and some of it's government. So, I don't know if it was a staged thing for Egypt or not. I don't know.
Because there's just way too many coincidences. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Way too many coincidences.
There was a coincidence. This cup holds that much whiskey, and two of these. Coincidence. Sorry.
Like the 6 billion. Look, the 6 billion. The 6 billion got dropped off. They're like, oh no, but it's not frozen. It's in some bank, in a central bank in some place.
No.
But guess what?
It's in Qatar, but that dude stood in the White House and stated numerous times, not a penny of that has left the bank. It is frozen.
Do you really believe that? I don't believe that.
Oh, but sir, that's what the big man said. What the tie said. He said that.
Right.
But that's what he said on TV. I'm supposed to believe that, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. You're supposed to believe what they say on TV. That is correct.
Oh, there you go. Clap it. Listen to this shit. We just captioned.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Hold on, I'm on mute it. Mute you for
What's this?
Hold on.
Tomorrow, Hamas is calling for a global day of jihad. The NYPD is calling on synagogues in New York to close. Now, if I were the FBI, I'd start surveilling college campuses. Deborah Lee is a Jewish conservative commentator, and she joins me now. How do you explain this college Hamas situation?
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man. That's tough to take it any way you look at it, man. Because here's the thing. Not everybody is a Hamas. Not everybody of that ethnicity is. And I know that. And I don't ever want to be rude to anybody. and look at them, because right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, the race card, and I don't mean this I don't say this and mean this in any way, because there's many races that have been discriminated for many, many years, for many years. But the race card just got turned to that ethnicity again, and it sucks because now people want it. Oh, now people are gonna look at them and be like, and not everybody is a bad person of that ethnicity or any ethnicity. I have very, you know, I have a lot of friends all over the place that are from
Right.
different places. So I know it's not the religion or anything like that, because I have some amazing friends that are very smart, and I'm just old, dumb country old white boy, you know. Um, I listen to them, and they teach me a lot of stuff. I don't make fun of their ethnicity. And I wish I was that ethnicity. I'd be smarter, maybe. But,
But what do you think about this? Do you think there's sleeper cells in America?
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, I do. 100%.
You
You
do?
know,
Okay, all right.
as
Because
they're
back in
feeding it
19,
right now, bro.
because back in 1970, I think it was like 1978, or thinking during the there was something going on. At one point in time, there was only about 200 sleeper cells in America, and pretty much the CIA and everybody knew had track of them. All right, now 6 million people have come across our border. 1,000 plus or 1 million plus gotaways. Now I'm going to say probably about 65% of those coming across the border, our southern border, are fighting aged males, not women and children. And if there are children, they're being led by a man, not a woman.
All right, go on, I'm listening.
And so you got to ask yourself, where are all these men going? You want to know why the fucking it's just, I mean, hell, there's that one. That's all I see. I mean, that's all I see whenever I see stuff on the news is things that. Hey, Jeremy,
I'm
you're on a
listening.
commercial. You're on a commercial now, man, aren't
It's
you?
muted, dude.
Oh, I know, but nobody wants to. Nobody gets on here to watch this. They get on here to watch
Yes,
us.
there you go. Sorry.
No. I mean,
Look on your
you
screen
gotta
and
you
you
gotta
can
be on the screen too. You gotta be on the screen too.
Girl, I'm eating chips and drinking some Crown. Well, gentlemen, Jack.
Okay,
Thank
but
you
no,
very much, Notre Dame fans.
people get on here to see us and see us talk about it. We can look at it, but we also have to be on the screen. Bring us up on the screen too. I can watch it. It doesn't have to be full screen. There you go. We have to be able to discuss this. That's what this whole is. Bring it up there and we can discuss what's being watched. And so now you just shrink it all up to fuck. Now you just
Yep,
shrunk it all to hell.
Hey,
Oh,
sorry, I wasn't paying attention. My bad.
no, I can't.
I was listening to you, and look,
No, I mean, but no, it's like you, it's stupid. I mean, the whole thing is we brought so many people across the fucking border. Now they're calling for this fucking global fucking jihad fucking Friday. What are we supposed to do? And they want to take our guns away. They want to take our fucking rights and guns away from us. And yeah, that works out real good. Um, when you got somebody knocking on your door with fucking AK. But I mean, they say
yeah,
that would never happen. They say that would never happen. Like I asked you the other day, and you were like, "Oh, will it ever come down to, phew, seeing the bombs going across your fucking back window glass there, dude?" I mean, I'm asking you again. Do you think it would happen?
absolutely, yeah. Very
Okay,
powerful.
so the other day you were so how why now all of a sudden do you want to change your mind and say that okay now you change your mind because before you were like nah you would never that would never happen.
I didn't say it never happened. I said it would very rarely happen. And if it did, it wouldn't happen for long. There ain't no way.
You said
Now, the
not in our
Iron, hey, look, the
basically
Iron
and
Dome,
not in our lifetime. Yeah, not in
the
our
Iron
lifetime.
Dome, the Iron Dome fucking works like it should.
Right.
But, dude,
Okay. But we don't have that.
almost fired off 3,500 rockets
Come on, Tina.
at once, and then paragliders, and then fucking people on motorcycles. Yeah, that was a world.
Right. But yeah, the whole thing was. But my thing uh is that it fucking the thing is that no it's that's we don't have anything to defend us. Our government has got us so far and so thin that what do we have here in America that defends us from anything flying in at us? We got our jets, right? No, all our jets are fucking. We got our air to sea defense, right? Air to sea defense. Where the fuck is our where's it at? They got all the the other day, or today or yesterday, there was fucking 27 fucking. There was 27 or
But I'll
37
say I have
fucking
faith in my
refuelers.
government, in the defense of this country, and I will say that if something happened to where our country was ever overran like that, it may happen where we got overran, but I'm gonna tell you what, it's not gonna take long to put these fuckers down because 99.9% of us are crazy fuckers from the United States of America, and it's okay. We know how to take care of our own people. So I'm just saying that it's gonna be fine. It's gonna suck because they've just been there for a minute, and then we knew that. It's gonna suck that we're gonna have to hurt people again. It's gonna suck that we finally figured this shit out and we're not gonna stand for it again. So yeah, but we're gonna be just fine. Every American citizen in this fucking country knows exactly what they're gonna have to do. They know how to. Look, how many states are you surrounded by that has farmland? A lot. We have plenty of farmers. Smart people. We have plenty of fucking smart people. We'll be fine. But that 1% that that's kind of scary.
Now you just said we'll be fine, okay? Now you got to remember who started taking and buying up all kinds of fucking land. Who owns the land? Okay, who owns a lot of that land?
What do you mean?
Okay, and who owns the corporations? That's something that you look it up, Jeremy. Jeremy, look it up. Who owns a big portion of land in this United States?
Enlighten me.
Not United States people, not Americans. They're not Americans.
Well, why do non-Americans own these portions of land? And like, I'm what teach me. I didn't hear it. Who owns it?
Why is China owned fucking down that fucking the army base that's South California Army base? Why does China own fucking what is it? 86% of the land around it? That's just like why? Why did we let that go? Why did nobody look into that? Did nobody freaking like, oh, hey, this could be a problem? It's like.
I mean, truth be told, I really never thought about it until I started getting older and started paying attention.
Exactly. Me neither. Me neither. I never because
That's
just it. No, that's my. I think that's all of our fault.
No, yeah.
We just said fuck it. Like I said the other day. Like I said the other day, we as a generation just basically said, mom and pa got it. Fucking the kids coming up, fucking they're doing good. Everybody's doing good. Fucking, what do we got to do? Fucking let's let it ride. You know, fucking see what happens. Well, you see what happens when we just let it ride. We fuck it up like it ain't no but fucking other. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all. I'm just. I don't know. I try to let people do their arguments on their own. Sometimes it's hard to avoid.
But no, honestly, I mean, because truthfully, do you think? I mean,
44% of
I mean,
the children.
because you got to remember, there's 198 million confirmed. You know, Hamas lovers, or Muslims or whatever
Lost,
in the world.
homeless.
Okay, there's a lot, and I mean don't quote me on that number or whatnot, but I know it's like something like that. Like, and I don't know what the technical name is for it or whatnot, but it's like, and how many cross the border and are sitting around, how many are now sitting around in their fucking local gas station waiting for the fucking ticker to go off and fucking jihad, boom, fucking there goes your fucking gas station, done.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to make that point because not
Because you notice most of them
everybody
own the gas station and the fucking motel.
leaders, yeah, and I knew the owners, but not all. And when I say like you people or well, not everyone, not anyone, but everybody is stereotyped a fucking certain color. We're all just human beings, is the way I see it. The problem is now
Well,
it's been so like
everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to go Lennon and say, "Oh." Everybody wants to be all Lennon-y and shit. Oh, fucking quit! God damn it!
gosh,
Fucking Siri or fucking Google. Gosh darn it!
my poor
Darn
baby.
it! Damn it! All the hell!
She's still
Damn
at
it! Damn
work.
it! Damn it!
Darcy,
Fucking
Darcy. Don't listen with me.
no! What's that? My dog! My dog! My dog! My dog!
What do you think of the secondary camera? You like it?
It's all right, but it creates a fucking like it creates a static
Well, you just
that I
have
can.
to get
That's
the fuck
kind of
over the static, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. We'll fix it. We're just testing it
yeah.
out.
You'll have to work that out,
Yeah, we're just testing
right?
it out. We use it for commercials. We'll use it as a spin shift commercial. I'll just be like, welcome to Crack, or welcome to.
Right.
Alright.
I've got to figure something out. So I got me a skull. You got me another skull.
Yeah, you sound
Oh,
like
you took me off the screen. Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. I think this is a little bit more important, real quick. This is an eyewitness inside Gaza.
Yeah. Boom. All I seen was a flash. Is all I seen. Didn't hear nothing.
I can hear that ringing right now, still. And
What rain?
Never mind. Hold on.
Is it raining?
No, the ringing. I can hear that ringing on those fucking rocks in my ears.
Mm.
Hold on, I gotta mute you because you're Kevin or Lucy or Sally or whoever in the background yelling at the daycare. Hold on.
We come back to one of the breaking news out of Washington, D.C. tonight is the brand new Republican pick for Speaker withdraws his candidacy. That's stunning.
Golly, man. this is not going to end well for anybody if they don't stop playing this fucking state politics, worry about human beings. You want to know what I text? And I text Taylor this because it makes sense to me. And I may be wrong. I'm not an expert in this shit. I never claimed to be, but so these two guys got. What could you do with your kids? Hold on. Hey, where'd you go? Yo, Patrick.
What? What?
Where'd you go?
What do you mean where'd I go? I'm right here.
No, you're not. You're in black. You're like blacked out. Like your camera's or something.
Out face. It's my shadowing on my fucking. See?
No.
You don't see me at all.
See, I love like people who work hard to do stuff like this. And I get it, I understand it. They're trying to make a difference in people's lives. No reason. There you go. So what I was saying is like the ACLU, stuff like that.
And look at the college students now. All the college students think this is fucking like what the what happened?
No.
What?
These college students.
I mean, just get real. I mean, what the fuck? The kids are out fucking dancing in the street, fucking saying hooray, hooray, Palestine. You know, free Palestinian. You know, did they not read their fucking history that fucking nobody's been in fucking the Gaza Strip since 2005? Nobody. The average age of the Palestinian is 18 years old.
I'm listening, bro.
They're a bunch of teenagers over there trying to find a cause, and all they get is the fucking is the older group that fucking hate. You know, there's nobody else over there teaching these these kids anything better.
So I got a question, man. If they're protesting and you walk up and they're peaceful protests, which I absolutely
Oh no, I've seen peaceful protests, and that most of the time they usually don't do a peaceful protest. I've never seen I've seen shit burning in the background. They called that a peaceful protest. I've seen that shit.
We were downtown Miami, and it was not a good time for that. So we get it, but if you're a peaceful protest and I get it. Everybody has a different view of different things, of everything, is 9 different ways to suck it. I call that gentleman jack in this case. They call that whiskey and a sin. I'm a sinner, I guess, because I like to have and sit around and enjoy having a drink with my Dr. Pepper and then talk with my buddy and then talk, worry about things and then you're like, oh, you're just some fucking weirdo. I'm not.
What are you talking about? Where'd you go, Jeremy? Where'd you go? What were we talking about, dude? We were talking about
Gentleman Jack.
Oh,
man.
okay.
I was trying to go into a segment, but I'm really nice and tipsy because of that.
Okay, all right. Well, the thing is, that, I mean, okay, you got these college students, man, and they're going out, and you have all what in the hell is being taught to them? That what are they? I mean, where does it all go? Where does it have? What happened? I mean, literally, what happened to the kids that they just all of a sudden just think that it's just okay. This is okay. The mass murder of babies and fucking elderly people, and there's a conduct of war that a lot of people like say, oh, that nobody holds a dear holds to or nothing like that. Yeah there is. We do. If I'm not mistaken, I mean there's a code of conduct, and whenever
Yeah, I definitely
and
agree.
but war is war. So the thing is, once you do it to one person, you're gonna get it back even harder, you know. And
Yeah.
whenever you go into a country and you mutilate babies and you
Oh, here you go.
mutilate the elderly,
This is what I was getting to right here. I'm sorry to stop you.
no, go ahead. Come on, Tina.
So, he withdraws from the Senate today, right?
Yeah, Steve Scalise. Yep.
So, this is what I texted a little while ago because if you think about this, and yes, it absolutely is stupid, but it makes sense, but it doesn't. Listen, this is what I texted Sarah. I said, so this is how I think it's going to go. Congress keeps voting down the Speaker of the House. Then Matt Gaetz or whoever stands up and says, Trump, one-time thing, bing, bang, boom, Trump's, okay, so I said, sorry, I forgot the period because I was listening to that, but I said, so this is how I think it'll play out. Congress keeps downvoting the Speaker of the House, then Matt Gaetz or whatever stands up and says, Trump, one time, and bing, bang, boom, Trump's your uncle. Pun intended. Just saying. Steve's already withdrawn, and he's only been fucking like running for what, a day and a half? He lost after he voted
Yeah,
out the
I
first
mean,
time. So
I didn't realize he got voted out the first time. I don't know who the House Speaker.
we
You know what I'm talking
Archie
about?
got ousted a month ago or something like that, and then we've been waiting for a Speaker of the House.
Okay.
And now we have to vote on one Speaker of the House, or somebody else needs to step in so somebody can take votes on two different people. We're looking at a really fucked up time at our Congress. And I'm not making fun of them because we knew it was coming. I can't make fun of that because we could have.
Again, Jeremy, you got to have us on the screen. You can't just have this on there. Okay. People come on here to watch us, not the news. They could watch the news on their own. We're just got.
Motherfucker, I can do it. You can do it. Turn it on there. Yeah. See? Right there. There you go.
Put the news on. No, like this, dude.
Here, Starshine, you do this, and I'll do that.
Put you there, right there.
There you
Look,
go.
like that. Look, just like that.
Yeah, it'll stop right over there.
There you go.
Starshine, we got it.
I ain't moving it. Just like that. That's where we need to be.
I'm sorry
Get my
that
shit
you're
to
15
stick.
minutes late. You're 15 minutes late, real quick. I just need to keep you out there. What all you got to do is just click on yourself. You can put yourself back on there. You do have that ability.
Oh, well, I know I could put myself back on there, but no, it's this like that like this right here. He okay, Scalise, what? It's like it's fuck, it's president. I can't read that. My
Is that
eyesight's
Jen
fucking horrible.
Psaki right there?
Yeah, that's Jen Psaki.
crazy, but also
What did I
you
do?
need them to be a partner in some capacity, and it's functioning.
Oh, no, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
Do you think?
I'm on MSNBC. Makes sense now. I thought I was on Fox, but I was going back and forth. I got Fox and MSNBC on this one, and then CNBC on that one, and CNN on that one. Not being biased about anything, or biased or not biased. But whatever.
Oh, shit. Shit fell. Fuck.
That's all right. I'll just no.
Fuck, damn. That's fucking loud. Something out there to fucking catch that motherfucker. Golly. Holy shit, that was loud. Fuck. So,
What do you think is what do you think the next move is for Israel, though? Or for the United States?
what's the next move? Well, I mean, the thing is that we've all, you know what's happening right here now, right? Everybody's eyes are looking at Israel. Everybody's pretty much forgot about, or is like fucking forgetting about fucking Ukraine right now, because the people don't want to continue to fund Ukraine because it's going nowhere. Russia is actually making a push, and they can't stop it. And so, what better way to, why not back down quietly? No. No, they can't do that. They can't do that. They gotta have something start someplace else that's even more fucking like just right on that verge of the shit hitting the fan, and it's funny. We're the instigators. America's the one that's been pushing this. It's pushing this shit. And it's like, what the fuck for? What's it? What is it any gain? Why are the war? I mean,
can I answer that question for you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go. Hold
on, let me unlock the door. My B unit's coming in for a minute. Hold on.
We can get your B unit on here instead of the TV, maybe.
Ah, shit. Hold on. You know what room anybody's in? I did not. But if you give me 1 second, let me answer this question, and then I'll walk out with you. And Patrick will entertain everybody. We're watching the news. Everybody say hello to my badass motherfucker up ass. You gonna drive? Oh, yeah. Let's this way. Hold on. I'm all spiffy now. See.
Yep, we see him in his dick.
Right there.
Oh, there he is. Howdy, B driver.
Next time I'm gonna get him some headsets. I'm not on the mixer board tonight, so hold on. But we're gonna go back to the news because you're gonna keep him entertained as I go talk to Gary on the news. Hold up. Oh yeah, there we go. Then you get to listen to Hannity. What was your question?
I didn't have a question. I was making a statement.
Well, what was your last part of your statement?
My statement, I don't know. Yeah, now I sat here and fucking just did nothing for the past fucking 3 minutes watching you move a camera around. Made me forget. Now I've got some notes here. I got some notes here that I want to go over here. Okay.
We're not the ones you didn't write down. All right. Here, I'm going to leave this on because they're talking about the ground assault right now.
Yeah.
So, here, I'll do this. Watch. Do. And then, there you go.
You don't have to make me bigger. No, you don't have to make me bigger.
Oh shit.
Put it back to the way it was.
I'm fixing my buddy Patrick off because he's like, oh, this is back to what it was. I don't remember. Hey, this is the best thing about TBS. I don't remember the way it was, so fuck off. I'll be back. Keep them entertained. Chat, I don't have the chat. Chat box is open because people are watching. And there you go. You're watching some Fox News.
Against Israel and failed to build a power plant after diverting aid and supplies, drone rockets, and huge tunnels.
Are you sure?
Israeli and American money and cement.
That's what I've been doing.
U.S. money, Israeli money that was supposed to be used to build schools and hospitals. Nope. It's been used for terrorist attacks, tunnels to kill Israelis and others. Now, Gaza doesn't even have a reliable sewage system because Hamas dug it up. Why did they dig it up? They wanted to turn the metal sewage pipes, you got it, into more rockets. The terrorists of Hamas, they are evil. It's that simple. And as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stated, Hamas is ISIS. Matter of fact, at least one ISIS flag was actually found with the Hamas terrorists who invaded southern Israel over the weekend. A fitting display of evil from a group of barbarians responsible for what is the worst terror attack in Israel's history. More than 1,300 murdered in a single day. Just its population, that is roughly the equivalent between 37,000 38,000 people based on our population that would have been killed in this country in one day. And you contrast that. On 9/11/01, we lost 2,977 Americans on that day. We lost 2,403 in the attack at Pearl Harbor. And those, by the way, were innocent, unarmed civilians killed in Israel. Like ISIS, Hamas brutalized men, women, children. And by the way, the pictures released today online, you know what? I fought with my bosses a little bit, but they pay me. I don't have editorial control. I would kill them to you with a warning, but I respect their decision. Because you know why? It is so graphic. I've seen them all, and you can't get these images out of your head. I watched ISIS beheading. I cannot get the images out of my head. So maybe in the long run, it's better you don't see it. But if you really want to see it for yourself, well, for example, look at the Prime Minister's account. Benjamin Netanyahu's account. It's Israel PM. He's posted some of these images. Photos of babies just a couple of months old, bloody heads, charred bodies, murdered by Hamas. They even, yes, it's true, they decapitated young babies' heads. And tonight, happening, we have now more breaking news, if you can believe it. And this Fox News alert, Hamas is now plotting more terror. Listen closely to this very important tomorrow's date. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. It has now officially been designated as a day of jihad, that means holy war, by Hamas leaders. They're calling for Muslims all over the world to take to the streets with a, quote, message of anger. What, it wasn't enough for them to brutalize southern Israel? Now they want to terrorize the entire world? Now, you have to take these threats seriously. The LAPD, they plan to increase patrols. The NYPD has ordered, all cops to report in uniform tomorrow. All of them, no days off. The FBI is now encouraging members of the public to remain vigilant. Pay attention to this. So tomorrow, make sure, be observant of all your surroundings. Avoid large crowds of you. Avoid big cities. Stay the hell out of cities like New York. And definitely steer clear of any pro-Hamas rallies that are taking place. Already, earlier tonight, in France, we have seen absolute chaos unfolding as pro-Hamas protesters were clashing with police on the streets of Paris, shutting down that part of that city. Buildings vandalized, monuments spray painted with Hamas propaganda, and Palestinian flags were draped over statues. By the way, in just the last 24 hours, we had many arrested for, quote, anti-Semitic offenses. Anti-Semitism has been exploding right here in our country, the United States of America, especially on American campuses and universities. During a pro-Hamas rally at the University of Washington, a group of protesters chanting, quote, there is one solution, revolution. Take a look. Yeah, they want to destroy Israel when they say drive them into the sea. Pretty disgusting, pretty despicable. This is our country. How is this happening on universities in this woke era, this era of political correctness, this era of, oh, if you hurt somebody's little feelings, why is it being accepted by administrations at the top universities in this country? Now, these modern day, I'll call them Klan rallies, you won't hear sympathy or condolences for the dead babies in Israel. You're going to blame the victims, just pure hatred for, quote, the Jews, and a call to put Israel into the sea, annihilate Israel, wipe it off the map, the face of the earth. That's stuff you hear out of Iran from the mullahs there. And now, notable figures on Wall Street, well, they want the names of everybody spewing this hate from these Ivy League institutions. They don't want to hire these freshly indoctrinated bigots and anti-Semites, even if they have a degree from Harvard or other so-called prestigious universities. One private equity billionaire, he is now halting all donations and urging others to follow. The UPenn demanding the school's leaders resign. Why? Because they failed to address the virulent anti-Semitism on campus. And it's not just UPenn, it's not just the 31 groups at Harvard. You have dozens of American universities, big and small, hosting pro-Hamas rallies. I'm for free speech, but you know what? These are the same campuses that conservatives get kicked off of all the time if they dare open their mouths. This includes Georgetown, in our nation's capital. Students reportedly shared, chips and Oreos at pro-Hamas vigils. Georgetown, many other prominent universities, Cornell, Carnegie Mellon, VCU, Texas A&M have deep ties to Qatar, setting up official branches in their country's capital city. And wouldn't you know it, Qatar also hosts the leaders of Hamas, where they're now living the life of luxury in their high-rises, all while the people of Gaza are being told to give up their lives in the name of Allah, and that they'll be rewarded with 72 virgins if they kill innocent, men, women, and children. People from America, the big state, or Israel, the little state. Qatar needs to be told, by the way, that if they are housing known terrorists, those places will become targets, that these terrorist leaders will be taken out. They need to be told in no uncertain terms. It'd be nice if we had a president that knew what day of the week it was. He might be able to convey that message. We'll have to wait for the next president to do that. At least Qatar may be helping the Biden administration freeze the $6 billion ransom payment headed for Iran. That was Joe's ransom for 5 U.S. hostages. Joe kind of changed his mind, but why am I so certain? He's so committed to giving this money to Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror. Why do I believe Joe Biden will find some other way to pay off Iranian mullahs? Maybe he will use, maybe one of his Hunter or his family's many shell corporations. Now, as it turns out, that money was apparently going to fund terrorism throughout the world. Yes, we talked about it over and over again. And anyway, a pill now suddenly too big to swallow for the Biden administration. It only took the worst terror attack in Israel's history for these idiots to even begin thinking about delaying and finally seeing the light of what the kind of people that they're dealing with. Clearly, this was only done, I will tell you here first, for political purposes. Now, on Truth Social, former President Trump slamming the Biden White House. Quote, Biden's massive loosening of sanctions allowed $80 to $100 billion of Iranian oil sales, much of which the regime forced into financing its bloody campaigns of terror around the globe. No wonder the world is in such absolute chaos. And with President Trump back in office, Israel and everyone else will be safe again. More reaction and analysis to all of today's news in just a moment. But first,
We take you to the ground in Israel tonight, where our very own Greg Talcott is standing by with the very latest. It seems like this 4 a.m., 5 a.m. hour, these next 2 hours happen to be hours where all week long, pretty much, that Israel was striking targets all throughout Gaza. Is that happening yet tonight?
Absolutely, John. We're wrapping up night 6 of Israel's war against Hamas, and it's only getting more intense. Much of the night, we've been witnessing extended airstrikes against Gaza, against the Hamas militants. We've been seeing the glow of black on the horizon. We're just up the coast from Gaza. We've been hearing the thuds of explosions. 6,000 bombs have been dropped on Gaza in just the last 6 days. That's hitting Hamas, also getting civilians caught in the crossfires, and 1,500 Palestinians dead. At the same time, John, we are seeing a continuing buildup of ground forces all around us here in southern Israel. Armored tanks, artillery, some of that artillery are actually already being used on this side of the border with Gaza, ready to go in along with tens of thousands of reservists that have been called up from all the country and, in fact, coming from all the world, including the United States, ready to go in when a decision is made. And you're right, the grim numbers are building up. 1,300 killed in Israel, thanks to the Hamas militants, 27 Americans, 150 remained hostage inside Gaza. The number of Americans now, 14. Secretary of State Blinken was here today. The U.S. is planning some charter missions to get Americans out of Israel starting tomorrow. And we're seeing a buildup of tension along all the other borders on the Israeli soldiers killed between Lebanon and northern Israel, strikes against Syria, which is a highway of aid from Iran into Israel, also skirmishes in the West Bank and shootings in Jerusalem. It is only getting intense, and believe it or not, we're still finding some Hamas militants on this side of the border, with Israeli forces tracking them down even today, just a couple of miles down the road from where we are. Back to you. It's 4:14 a.m. where you are, Greg Talcott. Thank you for staying up so late to be with us. Well, good morning to you over there. Thank you for that report. Joining us now, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, great to have you. Let's get your overall view of how you assess the situation and what America's role and response should be, and what should Israel's response be? Well, first of all, Hamas is an organization that exists blatantly and explicitly to wipe out Israel. They say it openly. They don't hide that. And for whatever reason, us people in the West, we don't believe these people when they say it. We think it's just a figure of speech. They actually mean it. And they're willing to slaughter babies, to kill teenage girls out in the desert and whatever to do it. And so Israel cannot coexist alongside a group like this. No nation on earth should be asked to coexist with an armed element that wants to wipe you off the face of the earth and is willing to commit these sorts of atrocities. So Israel has no choice. They have no choice. They have no option here but to eliminate Hamas. Now, what does Hamas do? It's part of their strategy. They've done it over and over again, and Hezbollah does it as well. They attack Israel, they kill Jews. Then they take off running and they go hide behind civilians. Israel responds. And for a few days, everyone's out there on behalf of Israel. Now you see a tremendous amount of sympathy for Israel. But then as the days go on, Hamas and the others come out and say, look what they've done, look what they've bombed, look what's happened. Not telling you, of course, that they're hiding behind these people. And then the pressure builds from the West and the media and others for Israel to stop. This time has to be different. Israel cannot stop until this job is done. America's job is to supply them with what they need to get that job done. They're not asking us to fight. They're not asking for our soldiers. They're not asking for airstrikes. They are saying if we run out of ammunition, if we run out of equipment, we'll buy it from you, but resupply it. And our answer should be absolutely yes. And that's our job here. And it has to get done.
But let's talk about the Iranian factor in all of this. Hamas leaders, Hezbollah leaders, they're thanking Iran for their logistical support. I don't think there's a single profit that they would have but for Iranian support and Iran's desire to wipe Israel off the map, their stated desire. My question is, if it is true that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and I have talked to people in your position in Washington, my sources have been very clear that there is evidence that proves beyond any doubt that Iran was active and involved in the planning and the plotting of these terror attacks. What
number one, agree with that? Can you talk publicly about it? And number two, what should the consequences for Iran be as the number one state sponsor of terror? Well, it's what the consequences should have always been. It's the reason why these sanctions have always made sense. Because Iran takes every dollar you give them, not to build hospitals, not to create prosperity for their people. They take this money to sponsor terrorism. It's not just Hamas, it's the Houthis, it's Hezbollah, it's all these Shia militia groups inside of Iraq that target Americans. It's what they did in Iraq for all those years, those IEDs that were being built, that killed and maimed Americans. All of that came from Iran. Here's the bottom line. Okay, none of this stuff matters. All the silly talk, people debate that Iran know or not know. That's actually irrelevant. Hamas does not exist.
See, how come we're not getting drone footage over there in fucking Russia, up there in Russia and shit? All this drone footage. Why aren't we getting this same kind of footage over in the Ukraine fucking Russia war? Or proxy war? Why aren't we doing that? Why don't we have this kind of coverage over there? Since we're helping Ukraine, Ukraine should let us fucking have our cameras going over there. You know, let our drones fly high. You know, we got cameras all over Israel and Gaza. Holy crap!
That's what Israel's asking for. But we cannot allow Iran to see this as an opportunity to attack American troops in the region or American personnel in the region. It's inexplicable for me, Senator, that I don't know why. I just can't explain. It's just, why is it that the Obama-Biden administration was so obsessed with getting money to Iranian mullahs? We know where they stand. That we know that they are a clear and present danger to world peace. We know that created a scenario that I never thought would unfold, but that happened in the Trump years, where Israel, the U.S., the Saudis, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, the Emirates, all united together against Iranian hegemony. I've been trying to ask this question. What is it about Barack Obama, Joe Biden, the Democratic Party, that wants to be in business with people that are state sponsors of terror? What part of terrorism are they having a hard time understanding? Because we have a disease in the West with people that are incredibly naive. That's the nicest thing I can say about them. They think these people think like us, but their priorities are like ours. These are radical Islamic regimes. That's what governs Iran, and that's the ideology behind groups like Hamas and Hezbollah as well. They do not value life the way we do. For them, death is a form of worship. For them, martyrdom is something to aspire to. They actually openly talk about how Israelis and Westerners actually value life, and they actually don't and are willing to die and sacrifice and be martyred for it. And so we think that they're Belgians. We think that they're French. We think that we can sit down with them and reach an agreement on any misunderstanding. You cannot, not with these people. The only language they understand is strength. I wish that weren't so, but that is the case. That is the cultural difference between their ideology and ours, and we get bit by it every single time. Iran will use every dollar we give them to sponsor terrorism. If God forbid they ever get a nuclear weapon, they will use it. Not to threaten Israel, but to try to destroy it. That is the mindset. That is the mindset of the ideology. I'm not talking about the people. There are plenty of Iranians that would love to get rid of the Ayatollahs. But those are the people in charge in that country. And just like Gaza, the people in charge there, the people that run it, the people who want their own country, by the way, so they can be the government of their own country, are these bloodthirsty killers, these savages, these degenerates. And to believe that somehow we could peacefully, or Israel could peacefully coexist with them, it's just not true. It's not real. It's not a reality. They need to be wiped out. Israel's going to do it. We need to help them and stick with them. Not abandon them 2 weeks from now when the New York Times starts writing articles about how terrible this is. Every single civilian that dies in Gaza is the fault of Hamas. They don't let them leave, and they hide behind them deliberately. They do it on purpose. We can't keep falling for this, or they'll be back to kill more Jews, and if they can get their hands on us, more Americans.
Let me ask you this, Senator. Joe Biden is failing to uphold his oath of office and enforce the laws of the land and our Constitution. 7.5 million people illegally have entered this country, aided and abetted by Joe Biden and his open borders policy. We will have 8 million illegal immigrants, Joe Biden illegal immigrants, by the end of this year. I am 100% certain, you tell me if I'm wrong, 99% of those people, according to last week's congressional report, were never deported. Why am I so certain that among that group of 8 million people, that there are terrorists, people with terrorist sympathies, terrorist cells that have made it into this country? Why am I so certain that one day we will wake up
we will be experiencing, God, and I pray to God that I'm wrong, but another 9/11 or a big terrorist attack on this country. And it will be from people that he allowed into this country with no vetting at all whatsoever. What are the odds that I'm correct in my belief here? Well, very high. And the reason why is if you take 8 million people from anywhere in the world, at least 1% of them are going to go bad people. And you don't bet. But you take 8 million from anywhere, I don't care what, and 1% of them are bad people, which I think the number, we'll say that's the number. That's a lot of people, and that's a big problem. But here's the other thing a lot of people don't realize. You can buy activists, you can buy documents Venezuela like you do. But you can buy them in many countries in Latin America. Someone who comes from some other part of the world can buy a document that says their name is, and makes it sound like they're from that country. So in many cases, we're looking at documentation for people that they bought or that was given to them by as an official government document, even though it's a false one, and they come to this country under their identity. If you put yourself in the position of a terrorist organization, why would you send someone here to go through TSA vetting and all the other things that go through customs? When you can simply walk up to the border in the United States and walk right in, they watch the news. They see how easy it is to get into this country. So the next, if you were Al Qaeda today, you wouldn't try to get these guys into the student research. You just tell them, go to the border, turn yourself in, claim asylum, and you'll be released into the country, and in some places, with public benefits along the way. So we have that's just common sense that tells you that, and the thing that I fear the most, that's a big deal. But the other thing to identifying and disrupting it, it's the lone wolf. It's the 1 or 2 individuals who hear about this day of rage that's supposed to happen tomorrow, and they are inspired to take that moment to attack the synagogue, to shoot people in the streets, to turn into killer Tuesday, in parts of the world, a terminology that's actually used. I think that's very worrisome. I'm not trying to panic anybody, but tomorrow, not just tomorrow, but in the days to come, the lone wolf attack, that's a real threat in America and across the world. And you have this effort to inspire violence coming from these elements.
It's called the day is jihad tomorrow. And I would tell every American, everybody watching, I think you'd agree with me, be vigilant. Take it seriously. If they say it, I believe they mean it. Senator Rubio, thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. All right, and now we turn our attention to the 2024 GOP primary, where Vivek Ramaswamy is actually accusing Nikki Haley of trying to get rich off the war in Israel. Well, here's now to respond, as former ambassador and governor Nikki Haley. I've interviewed Vivek a number of times. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I don't think she's a child. I think she is somebody that, like many politicians in a position to get wealthier from war. What the hell does that mean? Now, he's on later tonight. What would you like to tell him? And what's your response to him?
Sean, I quit responding to him. I don't trust him. I don't think that he has any credibility. He throws these things, he blames, he says everybody's bought and paid for with no evidence whatsoever. It's why I think he's thinking in the polls. And, quite honestly, his comments on Israel disqualified him for me a long time ago. And so, it doesn't bother me what he says. What I do want to talk about is the fact that 5 years ago, I gave a speech at the UN. And that speech talked about the fact that I had worked with the Israelis and they had maps. And those maps were from Hamas. And Hamas basically had these maps that said if they were able to get past the barrier, these were the quickest, easiest ways to get into the Israeli community to kill as many Jews as they could. And what I said then was we have to make sure that we never let them get past that barrier. Now, I have actually been in Israel and seen the tunnels. I've been on the border of Lebanon and seen the 130,000 rockets looking back at Israel. I've been on the border of Gaza. I've been at Ida refugee camp. I've actually seen how the Palestinians live. I looked at the buildings and saw the graffiti that said, kill the Jews, hate the Jews. I've worked with organizations with the UN funds that I stopped U.S. funding that would actually have textbooks, and they would have math problems. Like, if you have 5 Jews and you kill 4 Jews, how many Jews are left? So when you hear of anything trying to give sympathy to what is happening in Gaza, don't listen to it, because I've been there. I've been in those tunnels. Where do they put those tunnels? What do they put in those tunnels? They put equipment, they put ammunition, they hide hostages, and that's where they hide to try and do harm to Israel. And where are those tunnels? They put them under schools, under hospitals, because they know Israelis value life. And when you look at what happened the other day, how horrific it was when they were dragging bodies around the street, what were they saying? Death to Israel, death to America. That's what we're dealing with. That's why we have to eliminate Hamas.
Governor and Ambassador, like you, I've been in the tunnel. Like you, I've actually been there during, flare-ups that have happened. I've been there when border towns, I've been to the border of Gaza, where a nearby town, the night before had been hit with a rocket. I've seen the Iron Dome in action. I was driving a car with a group of people when we were there during the flare-up, about 150, 200 yards away. We saw a rocket land and blow up. We saw a kibbutz that had been hit the night before, and nothing but shrapnel to destroy human beings. I mean, glass and nails. I mean, maximum. The hope is maximum destruction capability. And this is a real clear present danger. Now, my interpretation of Prime Minister Netanyahu's remarks is Gaza will no longer exist in its current form, and that Hamas will no longer be able to operate from there with such close proximity as you have seen with your own eyes, as I have seen, and fire their rockets from Gaza into Israeli towns any longer. I believe that capability will be wiped out. I believe that's the only answer. Do you agree?
We have to completely eliminate Hamas, but what I want the American people to remember is we've seen the images, and as horrific as they are, and as heartbreaking as all of this is, we are saying right now, eliminate Hamas. I can tell you because it happens all the time at the UN. When they start that ground game, when Israel starts to move in to eliminate Hamas further, you're going to have all these other countries, and you're going to have Americans say, you need to show constraint. You need to be able to pull back. No, they need to eliminate Hamas. We are supporting Israel now because they've been hit. But the more important part is we have to support them when they hit back as well. Don't tell them to stop. They saw too much death. They saw too much destruction. And Hamas will do it again. We have to eliminate them regardless of how they try and intimidate us. And we have to remember the reason we have Israel's back is because it's not that that Israel needs America. America needs Israel. They're the front line of defense to this jihad terrorism. And that the next thing they want is America. And we should never be so arrogant to think that we don't need friends.
Governor, Ambassador, thank you for being with us. We appreciate your time. Now, by the way, we now have this Fox News alert. There is growing concern tonight about these terror threats around the world. As we've been telling you, I call from the former head of Hamas for mass protests tomorrow in support of the Palestinians in Gaza. As we've been telling you all night, they're trying to call it a day of jihad. Security is being ramped up now all across the country tonight, including where we are in New York City. Our very own Jeff Paul has the very latest on all of this from our West Coast newsroom tonight, where they're also gearing up their police for possible unrest tomorrow in Los Angeles and other cities. What's the latest out there, Jeff?
Well, yeah, John, we'll start in D.C., where Capitol Police say they are aware of multiple social media posts calling for that cold day of jihad, but they say at this time they are not currently tracking any specific threats. Nonetheless, Capitol Police will be enhancing security on Friday the 13th when the supposed day of jihad is supposed to occur. Meanwhile, in New York, the NYPD is all hands on deck tomorrow. They've canceled all vacations, and they want every single officer to show up in full uniform. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says while there is no credible threat at this time, there will be a lot of protests which could spiral out of control.
New York City is the most diverse city in the world, and protecting our residents is the most sacred responsibility that we have. We have directed the NYPD to surge additional resources to schools, houses of worship to ensure that they are safe and that our city remains a place of peace.
Now, back here in Los Angeles, we reached out to the FBI field office in LA. They are aware and are adding extra security measures tomorrow, John.
Jeff Paul, thank you. Also tonight, backlash continuing to grow over a letter signed by over 24 student groups at Harvard University. The one is blaming Israel alone for the brutal Hamas terror attack that have killed now 1,300. There's a growing movement tonight by some to to expose the names of every individual student that supported the letter, in part because they don't want to hire them at major corporations. They don't want bigots, they don't want anti-Semites, and I don't blame them. And they would like to deny those people employment opportunities. So, what do Harvard students and alumni think of all this? Well, we sent our very own Sarah Carter to Cambridge. Find out. Take a look.
Harvard became a focal point. We had groups signing letters opposing the state of Israel after this horrific terrorist attack on these communities. And there's been a big backlash, and now it's kind of getting retracted, these letters are getting retracted. Can you tell me your feelings about that?
I think it's disgusting. I think it's shameful. I think it's appalling. I think no matter where you come out politically, this is unconscionable, undefensible, unequivocal. We should be denied without any hesitation whatsoever. I think the school has been weak in terms of responding. It needs to be firm.
And when I saw this letter signed by 36-something groups, predominantly Arabic and Asian, saying that Israel was responsible for the murder of a Turkish, people. And I felt, okay, calm down, Evgenia, calm down. People tend to be stupid. I think a lot of people are starting to go, a lot of these organizations are starting to go back on their word and unsigning it and saying they don't actually want to assign that, especially now that I think it kind of took off and became national news, when it was really just like a Harvard thing. Yes, there are politics involved, but children on both sides are hurt. Like both sides need help. But we keep saying never be, and once again, never be is not.
Very own Sarah Carter with us right now.
Sean, I have to.
Hey, Sarah. By the way, it's amazing that some of these people actually go to Harvard University because they seem to be some of the dumbest people I've ever heard. But go right ahead.
Well, yes, you heard the lady in the end. Sean, she's a ethics professor. She's an alumnus from Harvard. Her family suffered through the pogroms in Russia, and they fled Russia. Her and her family, she believes coming to the United States would actually change things, that she would be in a country, she said, where she would be free from anti-Semitism, and especially the growing anti-Semitism that she faced in Moscow. And she said she was stunned and shocked at the anti-Semitism in the United States over the past years and how it's grown. Even more so, Sean, I've been talking to members of the IDF by phone, by text, all night long, all day long, and they say they have a message for the American people. They want the American people to see the face of Hamas, to see the face of terror. I was actually in Israel several months ago, Sean. I was along the border. I took a border tour with the IDF, all along the border of the areas that were targeted by these Hamas terrorists. And in one of the villages that I visited, over 29 people were murdered, including 2 families. And we've seen those horrible pictures. And I think what's stunning for the people here in Boston, those that were shocked by the letters that came afterwards, was the fact that so many young people have such lack of knowledge of what is happening in the Middle East. And many of the professors that I spoke to, both on and off camera, and many of the people here, said it's because of the way they are being taught, and it's because of growing anti-Semitism in the United States. And that really, truly is their biggest fear.
By the way, my great report, Sarah, my advice is to get out of Harvard as soon as you can, in case their ignorance is contagious. Thank you for that report. We appreciate it. Joining us now with more reaction. Former senior advisor to President Trump, Stephen Miller, former Michigan gubernatorial candidate, Peter Dixon, and the host of Tomi Lahren is Fearless. There's no such thing as a fearful Tomi Lahren. Anyway, he's with us. I welcome all of you. Conor, let's get your reaction. Especially, you are very influential with young people. And then you see these kids getting into the most prestigious universities, and they are as dumb, ignorant, bigoted as any kids I've ever seen. Can you explain that?
I can't explain it, but you're right, Sean. It's either evil or it's ignorance, and I'm hoping that it's just ignorance, because ignorance can be corrected. Evil, a lot of people cannot. But Sean, you and I talked about this the other night, and I'm still so stunned, because this isn't just Harvard. These protests, these demonstrations are going on college campuses around the country. some of them simply saying free Palestine, others being much more anti-Semitic, transparently anti-Semitic, saying yes to Jews, other horrible propaganda statements from terror organizations that these terror organizations use. This is ugly, this is disgusting, but Sean, we talked about this the other night. I am still so perplexed and so confused. Where are the other students on these campuses? The students that show up.
Terry just got home. I'm talking to her right now, but I'm watching the news as well.
Oh, you're good, man.
Protest conservative speakers that
I just been sitting here watching.
Where are you? Where is your voice? You have one. You should use it. It shouldn't just be the Jewish students coming out against this. It should be every student with.
Everybody's like, oh, it's freedom of speech. This is like hate speech right here. This is pretty much telling everybody, you know, it's okay to murder and you can't see 40 babies.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, this is not freedom of speech.
This is hate.
This is that's hate. That's what they're doing. Do they not realize? It's horrible. That's a horrible. This is what's going on in the colleges.
Remember, BLM has been around for a very long time, and this BLM has been embraced.
Now, Black Lives Matter. I mean,
schools, they've been brought into our K through 12, and we know that years ago the founder of BLM was out there talking about Palestine and talking about.
I don't know much, and I can't talk much on Black Lives Matter.
Nasty about this.
They've been in the news, but I don't want to speculate or say anything. I don't know anything about
our
them.
students are coming out and signing these documents. Well, they should own that. They need to own
and then the protesting against like Jerusalem and them protecting them.
It's just like when these students come out and say we don't have.
Yeah, the thing is,
human
they have like
decapitating 40 fucking human being child, like children that's not even made it into the world yet. Like they didn't even get to stay.
Well, I have the privilege of
I hate the fact that
President
this
Donald
shit
Trump
fucking
on
happens, but
securing our immigration system from jihadists. What many Americans do not realize is that the foreign students at these schools are often the ones who are
so sad. And then they're just allowing them to be okay with
America and for Hamas.
that's hate speech. That's a threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So for
this is a national security issue.
to get people to start, you know, what about tomorrow? You know, what's going to happen tomorrow? You know, Friday they want that day of jihad. You got all these students out there hollering that Palestine needs help too, Palestinians need help too, but they're not realizing, they're not being taught and not being shown exactly what's going on. You know, they think that they're just, the Israelites are just, Israel's just fucking bombing the fuck out of fucking civilians. No, they're not. You gotta remember, these people, you know,
Israel said
tunnel
2 days
underneath.
prior to that, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. We got the script. You guys need to leave. But there's so many ways that people are going to twist it, and so many different people have their so many different opinions on this. And it's, you know, I get it for the opinions. Everybody's got opinions, and I'm not mad at that. But when it comes down to like killing babies and decapitating, look, we've seen enough death in fucking the entire world for the last 200 years. To last us forever. We don't need it anymore. Oh no. That's scary. Hey baby, I love you, by the way. Tara's had a long day. She had a rough day yesterday. Or Tuesday, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you this one is about how to treat the wow.
You're such a tough lady. I love you. I really do. You're definitely the rock that keeps us glued together. Whatever the fuck that means. That's what the gentleman Jack was saying. The rock that glues us together. Oh, this is
So
neat.
many.
Okay.
That's why you're scary, Owen.
Did you have a better day today?
Yes, that's better.
Yeah. She didn't want to come on screen today. She's turd. Man, and without no music, my ears are so loud. Gaza hospitals risk turning into morgues. That's what CNN's saying right now. I had to make sure I preface the whole going live. Like, I'm not just watching Fox News. I've got both my
yeah.
I've got both my sweet TVs on news. The back TV we're asleep. It's got CNN and the local channel here on, and I'm flipping back and forth, and then I have MSNBC and Fox on this one. So I've been switching back and forth on that. So I'm not just like watching Fox News and just nobody get into a panic. Yeah, you watch Fox. No, I'm not watching Fox. I promise. Right now, it's not about Fox, CNN. It's about who's got the body count, what's going on, and we need to see if see there's MSNBC that day.
Yeah, we need to, you know.
Yes, no, no, fit up there, baby. Hold on. So right now, this is my TV, and this is my TV. There's the TV, and then the other TV's on back there, and then I've got live over here, and then the gentleman Jack showed up. Yeah, I may have ran into a couple of buddies that worked the Notre Dame game while I was here last year. They're like, "Oh yeah, this guy like gentleman Jack." Cheers, guys. I am definitely drinking some tonight, so thank you. You know who you are. Nice little bottle too. It's. Alright, I have to edit that out because Gentleman Jack will start suing me. It is great advertising because it's great fucking whiskey.
Israel could not find peace, and eventually they traded 1,000 Palestinian prisoners for one soldier. So that's what Hamas.
And we're looking at maybe 150 people.
Gaza Strip is 40% children.
Yeah, you're.
Well, according to CNN, so it's probably more than 40% children.
But thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming on the set. I appreciate it. David Burke, National Security over NBC News.
330,000 people displaced in Gaza right now.
So too are concerned about
But
crimes and threats. What authorities here are doing.
That's
everybody
crazy.
in the Gaza Strip had 2 days notice is what I was told that they said
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not like
bad people are in your area. And you know what I think they ought to do? I think they ought to take that fucking $6 billion that they just refroze. And once they take out Hamas, use that $6 billion to rebuild Gaza. Let's go. I'll go over there and do some construction.
Children are the greatest
For
joy.
$6 billion, I help a lot of people.
Hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right
They
here
unfroze at one point
$6 billion.
$6 billion, and then then the attack happened, and then, which I don't know why they had to take it to a vote to refreeze it, or why that was even a question that they had to can we refreeze it? It should have been like, yeah, right away, but
Did they
finally they
refreeze it?
refroze it. Yeah, oh yeah, they refroze it.
How did they? I mean,
Now, and the guy from the White House said, because he was asked multiple times, multiple different ways, if Iran has touched any of that money, and he said, it is in a bank in Qatar. I can guarantee you that no amount of money that was put out has been touched at all. And he said that 2 or 3 times. So they froze that
okay.
back. But I don't know what that does, because that doesn't, like, that's still, Hamas still got fucking rockets, and they still got guns, and they still got people. So I'm not too sure what freezing it or unfreezing it meant anyway. So it's not, it's like human, man.
Drop myself.
You're fucking doing awesome at it too. Dropping yourself.
I know, man.
Back over here having a problem.
Damn it.
I don't know.
Damn it.
I don't know what's going on. You alright?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, yeah, I'm good. You know, I dropped myself. You know.
You can't hear him because you're not on screen.
Yeah, I dropped myself. You know.
What do you look like you're in a fucking strip club?
Well, you say you talk about that. You know. It's where did I write that down? I wrote that down.
Hold on. And
The world.
right here.
You know, right now there's 198 million that support the killing around the world.
Right.
And so,
There we go. That's what we want.
What do you have that up on the screen?
What? That's what we're all watching right
did
now.
you know that in the Palestinian playbook, it's yeah.
Hold on.
It's yeah.
We're here. Now you can hear what Pat said. We're here. Now you can hear what Pat said. Never mind. You're not doing that. We're not doing that.
And you heard about the UN, right? Oh, yeah, I dropped myself again.
Oh, you got yourself again.
I know. Bastard. Fucking. I'm just gonna put myself right.
Oh, you sound guys doing awesome, man. Doing great.
Anyway.
Here we go. Hold on. We're gonna unmute it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Did you know that the UN actually had a moment of silence for Palestine? Basically celebrating death. I mean, but yet then they turn around and fucking, then they're helping.
There's people in Congress that were against this whole thing with Israel, and they have Palestine flags above their office.
Around 8 p.m. last night, a 34-year-old man holding a Palestinian flag with his
Attention drive. Here you go. NYPD investigating several violent incidents possibly motivated by the war in Israel.
That was attached to the flag. After that, at around 11:30 p.m. in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, 15 suspects in 3 cars waving Israeli flags allegedly shot at the anti-Palestinian FFS and 3 young Arab men who were standing on the side of the road. Shouted back something to the effect of Free Palestine. Some of the men in the cars then got out and attacked the youngest Arab man, punching and kicking him.
I'm telling you, it comes here, man, and it's not going to last long if it comes here.
Israel has raised from
There are too many fucking crazy American people with too many American guns. And look, I will go down, shoot my last bullet, and when I run out of bullets, I will be digging guns and gun parts in people's chests. I'm just saying, I will go down my last breath doing that shit. There's too many crazy Americans out here that will, they see this happening. Look at that. You watch. It may happen, but it ain't gonna last long.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of what they claim, what our government claims to be doing. Okay, and I'm throwing some little facts in there behind them. Okay, our government claims that all aid to Gaza will not go to Hamas. Okay, all right, that's what our government says. All right.
Why should that even be in the fucking thing? Nothing should ever go to Hamas.
Right, but here's the fun fact. But the 360 million that went to, but 360 million went to Hamas of taxpayer aid. But Biden was told that, and that plan would boost the Iran-backed terrorist group Hamas. Okay, Biden was told that, but he went ahead and did it anyway. Trump, on the other hand, had cut off aid due to these facts. All right. So when Biden got back into office, Biden had that law that Trump put in, made that law exempt, so the U.S. could use the tax money to send. All right. It's like.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening, and I mute myself because I'm talking to Sarah. But listening to you, I promise you.
No, you're good.
Yes.
I mean, but still, that's. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, that's one thing. I mean,
hey, do me a favor. You got your Google machine out. Why don't you look up how many soldiers does Hamas have right now on anything that has an account of military size?
Okay. All right, I'll look. Oh shit! Come on, Meow. Come on, Meow. All right.
Come on, Meow.
I'm gonna look at
right now.
Come on, Meow.
Right now.
Want the volume down. Okay. We're gonna go over here to Google. We're gonna Google some stuffs. Google. All right, Google. All right, we're gonna search. How many soldiers does Hamas have? We're looking this up. All right. In 2021, the Times of Israel quoted an unnamed senior Israel commander as saying Hamas had an army of 30,000 men. But obviously, there's also a question of skill and training, where there's a considerable difference between the IDF and the Hamas personnel serve. Okay, so. But you also have to remember that at the same time as they're only 30,000 soldiers, okay? But that's 30,000 soldiers. That's got to be 15,000 soldiers on this side, 15,000 people on this side.
Yeah,
but how many?
You said 35,000 soldiers, right?
Right. But they live underneath. But they live underneath. They live underneath the fucking people that they fucking.
Oh, they're savages, bro. Yeah, straight savages.
You know, so it's like these people are just fucking wrong. You know, fucking
Don't
Jesus
mind me,
Christmas.
man. I love my
No,
TV.
no fucking, no, like,
Not as much
it's
as I used to be,
it's kind of horrible.
Kinda shit.
Well, I mean,
Hold on. Let's do it.
like I said, the average age of somebody in Gaza Strip right now, in the Gaza Strip, is 18 years old. The male is 18 years old in the Gaza Strip. You know, so it's like there's nobody. He's learning from a Quran that says that fucking Jews are the fucking devil, and the fucking everything from the Jews from the Christians should be fucking exterminated. All right, so you take all that, and it's like, then you say, okay, we want to help them. Okay, fine, but you got to remember, this isn't our war. This war's been going on for 200 years over this place.
Oh, but it is our war now because we have Americans that were killed and are now hostage over there. So yes, it is our war. However,
it's our war. It's our war until we get. It's our war until we get our people out.
That is not our country, and that country is already at war with the country that we want to fucking whoop ass at anyway. So we're just going to be on standby until Israel says, "Hey, okay, go ahead and just push one button. Don't show them all their bullshit. Just push one button. We're going to be there. We'll get our hostages back. I have complete faith in our Navy SEALs and our fucking Delta Forces, Special Forces, all our things. I have complete faith in them. And I know our boys are there. I know our boys will do well, and I know our boys will fucking do the best they can to not have as much collateral damage as people are suggesting. So, other than that, we can't intercept and step on Israel's toes when they're doing pretty damn well by themselves. The Iron Dome's working well. That thing. They shot 3,500 missiles, and Jerusalem's still standing. So let's just say.
Okay. Yeah, I dropped myself again.
They dropping it again.
This motherfucker doesn't have stick on it. Doesn't stick for shit. That's fucking stupid, man.
No, he just dropping it.
This motherfucker.
I'm over here on my fucking chewing etiquette, like eating cheese and shit, drinking Crown Coke. Talking about whatever we were talking about. He's dropping his phone because the sticky part's not sticky enough or whatever.
Yeah.
We're without a speaker still.
Yeah, we're still without a speaker, and which is, but it doesn't matter, dude. They've already got their money. They've already pushed through this fucking money thing, and so.
Fuck you are in my way. I can't see Mama like that. Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm gonna mute myself. Hold on, go ahead.
Damn it.
Continue.
Pull up the
I apologize.
Fucking, it's almost like, the younger generation is hungry for a cause, and just like fucking,
I'm sorry, did you just say the younger generation is younger for a cause?
Yeah, they're hungry for a cause. Like, look at us. Our generation had fucking Iraq. Okay, we had 9/11.
How do you bypass the generation that is in the government right now that is doing everything for a cause, for their pocket, for their everything? Everything they vote on has to have some agenda that will make money come their way or flow their way or advance them in their fucking
Oh,
careers.
of course. But the thing is that no. The thing is,
on politics, bro.
We're watching politics. How you gonna say don't get you started on politics whenever we're watching politics?
I'm concerned. I'm a concerned citizen of the United States of America who just happened to see some of this shit happen live in his lifetime. And so I'm paying attention to it. I'm not talking about it. I'm trying not to voice my opinion on either side of it. What has happened so far, and this is somebody who is not a Biden fan, but what has happened so far, I believe, has been the proper steps that have been taken by the Biden administration to assist. I do not believe that we should go directly into a country that is already at war with the terrorists who killed our Americans. I believe that we should stand by and let that country tell us what we need to do while they do what they do. Now, I feel for the Americans because, yeah, those are American bodies that definitely died way too early, and nobody deserves to be on a trip or be in college over abroad and have to worry about dying the next day. That should never be a worry for anybody, whether they're coming abroad here or us going there or whatever, or you're traveling. And I want to take care of all over the place. But now I'm kind of scared to go anywhere. So I don't know. There's a lot of tactics involved that they think they can use. But I'm gonna tell you right now, fuck are you doing, man?
God damn it! I'm just gonna fucking hold this son of a bitch. Fuck it! I'm just gonna hold the motherfucker, dude, because I can't. It's fucking pissing me off. Fucking.
Ah, shit. There we go.
Fuck.
Move this back.
But I gotta turn my TV. I gotta turn my screen now. Gotta turn my screen.
There we go. See, I can do this too. You know, I can watch me eat my fucking cheese. But no, I mean, the Biden administration, the government, has taken proper steps.
So you feel like Biden's done a good job? You feel Biden
talking crazy? No, I did not say Biden did a good job. I said the Biden administration has been doing a good job. What they're doing with moving the strike force closer, it's just a coincidence that the second strike force was already deploying to that area anyway, and they leave tomorrow. But
it's just a coincidence. What? What are you talking about? There's 4 carrier groups moving that in already there, dude. I mean, it's like.
No. I don't think you understand the concept of strike groups. And we got one carrier in the Mediterranean right now, and that's the Gerald Ford. And within the strike group, we have the carrier and a couple other cool little guys and a couple other cool little guys, and these guys we don't even know about. And the other one that is getting ready to deploy to the Mediterranean, leaving Chesapeake tomorrow, is already slated to be departing tomorrow and head to the Mediterranean for activity. So it was a coincidence, but it was already. And I don't know if they're ordered to go to the Mediterranean for that reason. But the United States already stated that our strike force is sitting in the Mediterranean for anybody who wants to provoke and make things work. So, yeah, that other strike force is supposed to they were supposed to leave tomorrow anyway. So,
Okay.
coincidence or bad timing, you choose. But one strike group, they can handle some shit.
Okay,
So,
but no. There's more than one. There's more than one in there right now. I mean, I don't know what. I understand that they're where they're at, you know.
strike
But
group,
yeah, the strike groups. But there's more. My guy that I
what do
watched.
you mean?
My guy that I watched on. Oh, where's he at? I'm looking on my fucking YouTube here. Where's he at? Yep, there he is. Monkey Wrench. Monkey
Oh,
Works.
yes.
No. Get Monkey Works. Monkey Works. He does what's going on in the world and shit. But it's mainly aircraft and
all that will happen about what it becomes, what they might believe, what they believe they might do.
Huh.
So
yeah, look him up. Monkey Works.
For a lot of the soldiers that are going.
I don't know. I'm
He
listening to what's that guy?
There's going to be a lot
yeah.
of people coming.
Who's this, Rick?
And a lot of loss to come.
Anderson Cooper?
This is
Okay.
Yeah.
all clear now, and we appreciate you, Anderson, joining us and sharing that with us. And it's painful to witness it, but we have to witness it in order to fully tell this story. Thank you. And with every hour that passes now, there's concern growing for those hostages who are believed to be inside of Gaza, and questions about how and if they can safely be rescued. I want to talk now with someone to help us walk through these considerations. Aaron Cohen, who's a former member of the Israeli Special Forces, and is a founder of Heritage Terror School.
Well, start thinking about your headed into UAE. Notice it didn't land, just flies over to the Middle East and then back in and out of Malta. But look at that, right across. The United States approves release of $75 million aid package up to Palestine.
Let that sink in.
All right, moving on.
Did you hear that?
Now, over on
Yeah.
Patreon, I
Yeah.
listened back took place.
Under the radar.
Under
the radar, U.S. approves release of $75 million worth of aid to Palestine.
Now,
Well, they got them pine trees out back, you know. That's why they keep getting food, and they're making more money every day. Don't worry about it.
That these are NOTAMs. If you're not familiar with it, it's a notice to airmen. They changed the
The
name.
greedy finally became greedy enough to make more money, and just too greedy to be greedy.
Again, drone stuff. Notice it's coming out of
Oh yeah, freaking this guy right here, dude. You can go on. He'll show you the drones, what drones have been in the air, and everything. I mean, it's fucking pretty badass, dude. He'll show you where.
Got the stuff over Turkey. That's kind of the norm as well. Stuff over Mediterranean.
It tells you how many fucking survey flights have been going on.
Look at this long flight that goes across.
Fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I looked at that something every once in a while.
Headed into UAE.
Yeah, Monkey Work. Yeah,
just flies over to the Middle East.
Pretty good shit.
Back in and out of Malta, but look at that, right across Syria, right across Iraq, along that border. From that altitude and that location, they can certainly look into Israel. All right.
Huh.
Right, and then this one, this is going to be the R-135.
Hold up. Hey,
what do we?
I'm
So
gonna get
U.S.
off here.
travels
We've been
for
on here. Huh?
2 hours. Okay, cool. We're done. Cool.
I'm gonna get off here. We've been on for 2 hours, but I'm gonna talk with Terry for a little bit, and I've got to go down and talk with a couple of the cameramen real quick.
Nope, you're good.
But I'll be back on. Let's do this tomorrow. I'm gonna link up my my little brother and his sister. Oh, that sounds weird. My little brother
Yeah.
and his wife.
That sounds even better.
I'll text you when I wake up, and then we can get back on here whenever you're up and moving. You're 3 hours ahead of me, so sorry, behind me.
Yeah, I'm 3 hours behind you. So
Yeah, but
yeah, because it's what? It's fucking 10 o'clock your time.
yeah, that's why I said we did 2 hours, and that went by fast as shit.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
All right, brother. All right.
Thanks
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
If you watched.
Watching.
Sorry if we offended you. Not sorry if we did.
Yep.
Or wait,
Thank you. Bless everybody.
Sorry if we didn't offend
Thank
you.
you.
I'm not sorry if we did. There we go.
Yeah. There we go.
Much
love everybody.
Love
you. We'll talk later.
Y'all just, everybody be happy and be kind to everybody, man. This is all bullshit.
Yeah. Let's just
love everybody
be
and just be human beings to everybody. We'll talk to you later. Love you. Later.
Later. Bye.